Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 51 here at the YYC Real Estate Show. You have myself, Shiraz, Sebastian, and we're very excited and glad to have here Eva with Raynow Homes. So say hello to everybody.
Hello.
And your full name?
Eva Peng.
Eva Peng.
It's such a pleasure to be here today with Shiraz.
Well, it's our pleasure. We're inside one of your beautiful homes. So
Yeah, let's start off right there.
Yeah.
So we're here and talk us through. We were going to ask a lot of questions, of course, get to know all about you. But since Sebastian brushed on where we are sitting, let's talk about this stunning renovation you've done here in Glamorgan. So tell us about your journey in this property.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for coming. It's a home we bought for the purpose of renovating and then putting it on the market for sale. This is the largest bungalow in the neighborhood. It's over 1,700 square foot. And the basement is another 1,000 square foot. So overall, we got over 2,700 square foot of living space. So what we did here is we opened up the entire kitchen and living room with flush beam. So all new drywall, insulation, brand new kitchen. So the entire layout has changed.
Was it the classic old style where the kitchen was kind of boxed in and you removed some walls?
Yeah, so where the dishwasher is, the end cabinets, that's where the spiral staircase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it has a staircase come down to the basement, and we took that off and moved the stair to the front of the house.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So beyond the kitchen, the whole master bedroom wing, that was the addition. Back in the day, it was done in the 1980s by the previous owner.
Okay.
So they used it as a actual living space with fireplace in the middle. So we took it all out and re-lay out everything. So now this main floor has 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 ensuite, 1 main bath, and with a large living kitchen dining space.
Amazing. So I have previewed this home before, and I saw it unfortunately in the nighttime, and it's very, very different. And I'm glad to say when you see this property in the daylight, it's so much nicer, and you really get to take in what it has to offer. All these windows, every window I'm looking at right now, all I'm seeing is trees. So it's a really nice community here in Glamorgan. For those that aren't familiar or aware, it's very close to everything you need to be around the city. And now that the ring road's completed, you're not too far from the ring road access either.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
It took me 18 minutes from Tuscany to come here, which before I would have taken at least 25. So
I agree. Yeah, it's a lot more convenient now with Ring Road. Yeah.
was there anything different about this project you want to touch on? Was there a surprise? Because sometimes, and Sebastian knows this well, sometimes when you acquire a property, you're ready to renovate and you start taking off walls, and there's always sometimes cool things you find from the previous owners they may have forgotten, and it's kind of sad sometimes. Like we've come across old suitcases in the attic that had like old photos that you can't replace, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's hard to find those previous owners too, right?
Yeah.
And I'm speaking specifically when you get like a foreclosure, right? Which I don't imagine this was.
This wasn't, but it was an estate sale.
Estate sale.
Yeah.
Someone
It
passed
was
away.
a estate sale. So nothing too big of a surprise, but what really challenged me during the whole process was the layout of the new home.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
do you have a direct hand in that? Do you come into a property and start looking around and saying, I'm taking that wall off, I'm removing that staircase?
Yeah, so I'm very hands-on on that. I'm the main brain behind the design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I would say I work on the plan more than 10 times just to make sure we craft the final version to be perfect.
Best as it can be.
Yeah.
And how long did that take you to do these 10 different, 10 adjustments, 10...
So yeah, that was actually we bought it back in 2022 and then had a difficult time to close on it because the utility write-off way. So it was something to do with the city. So the seller couldn't sell, we couldn't buy. So we were just waiting to close on it. And in the meantime, I was pregnant, having a baby, and had 2 more new construction sites to manage. So So yeah, I work on the plan. I come here, really worked hard on it, and then the final result, I'm very happy. I'm happy how the windows worked out. You can have the sun just rotate all around the house the entire day, so you have the light come through, and then the floor layout. I've had architects come through and tell me that you didn't waste 1 inch of the
Space.
the space. So
Amazing.
yeah, so
Well, it might not be here for long. It's at a really good price point for a detached 1,700 square foot bungalow. So look forward to getting an update. And I don't imagine this will stay long, but we got a little ahead of ourselves. What I did really want to do is ask you about your journey into real estate, ask you a little more about yourself.
Yeah.
So, start from the beginning. Like, are you originally from here? Did you move here? When did you get into real estate? And when did Raynow Homes become into fruition?
yeah. So I grew up in China. I studied there. I lived my most adult life there. So, but then I came to Alberta U of A to pursue my master's degree in engineering. After graduating, I worked in oil and gas for a couple of
petroleum
years.
engineer?
Yeah. My engineer degree is in chemical engineering. So it's process engineer, what they call it. So I look after like how to put a refinery plant together.
Nice.
From raw oil to the oil you get into your car.
Right.
So I put the pipes, the pumps, the vessels, everything, size it, calculate the load, and then make sure it runs smoothly from A to B, basically. Yeah, so that's what I do. I used to do. I always have interest in real estate. I want to invest more, and then just start to analyze like real estate around me. Like I used to live in Killarney. There are many, infills there, right? New homes being built.
So many.
Yeah, just was curious like how the numbers work.
Yeah.
And then after 2016, I think that's probably one of the worst years in Calgary. Many people.
There's been a few.
Off.
I've been involved in a few in the real estate industry. We talked about that.
Yeah.
A few ups and downs. I got in right at a major down. So I got in at the end of 2007. So as you know, end of 2007 and all of 2008 was a tough time for everyone. And then again, another tough time was 2016.
Yeah, 2016 was really bad. I just started working as an engineer for a few years, and then me personally, I had a few layoffs, and I was like, always get something afterwards. Like I didn't have a gap in between, even though I was laid off. But then I started working again. But it's just the feeling of like you can't control your own destiny. I thought the reason I went into engineering was like being an engineer, you should be working on like big projects or exciting operation project that you never worry about being laid off.
Right.
That's how I grew up in China and then saw how things work there. But it's very different in Canada, so I was adjusting to the environment. So I didn't like the fact that I can't control my own pay.
Your own career. Like tomorrow you could walk in and they could say thank you for your service, but...
Exactly. Yeah, so I start to look more into real estate. So can I have enough cash flow from the investment so I don't need to work, or I can be more independent or more picky in what type of work I do? That's how I basically got in. Then I started to flip the first house back in 2018, 2019.
So recently you're into real estate.
Yeah, not too long ago. Yeah.
Amazing. Do you, obviously, I'm assuming you remember your very first one?
Yeah.
Where was it?
It was in Thorncliffe.
Thorncliffe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was a 1,500 square foot bungalow. It's also very large.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I sold that one for under 700.
It's a good
And
price
now-
for Thorncliffe.
Yeah, that was the top price.
Highest sale at the time.
Highest sale.
Wow.
Yeah. So now the owner is selling it, the
Mm-hmm.
same house for $899.
Well, he did well. Bought a new build through you, like
That's incredible, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So you just
It's
see
all about
how
timing, right? Real estate.
exactly. Yeah. So you just see, like this one again. It was a rare find. We probably
Mm-hmm.
looked at 50 rentals,
Mhm.
potential houses, and this was the only one we got because it has a good bone.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a good area of the town, and it has the square footage that I can play and be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's my baby, this project. So
yeah.
it's very hard to let it go. You know,
Yeah.
maybe in 2 years the owner will sell it for 1.5. You know,
Yeah.
Never
Yeah,
know.
you never know. Yeah, the way we're headed, I mean, we might be the new Toronto. You never know, right?
Yeah.
So, when did
Yeah.
so when you started in 2018 with Thorncliffe, did you start Raynow Homes right away?
My company is always called Raynow. So
Okay.
yeah, it was more like general contractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
were
then
not
registered,
branded.
and now
Yeah.
you're Raynow Homes, like home
Yeah.
builder.
Home
right?
builder, yeah, because we also do new construction homes as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just yourself, or you and your husband?
It's me and my husband. I'm
Okay.
more the one that's in front of the scenes.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
as we can see today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my husband works very hard, so he is more hands-on. He runs the site.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
we make a good team.
Definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. No, it's great to have a balance between the design and the on site. You kind of have to have a bit of a separation because for me, being on site and having to shop for materials and look at designs and it's time consuming. It
Yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you guys always had this like partnership set this way, or you guys kind of fell into these positions as you got experience?
Yeah, we fell into it.
Yeah.
You know, he started in more like a trade background.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's been renovation for a couple years
Okay.
before me, so he had tons of more like site experience
Right.
for sure, right? And then me, like I have an engineering background. I'm just naturally better with plans and designs and
Vision.
Naturally, yeah.
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 Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, we fell into this roles just naturally, I guess.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
just,
great.
Keep each other off each other's toes, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're together, and yet there is a clear separation of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
roles and what you do. That's great to hear. I love your product. You do amazing work. So look forward to seeing more of your products, and would love to do another part 2 with you at a new build, maybe one of your new
Yeah,
builds
I'd
coming
love
up.
to.
Definitely. Or even midway through a project to give people a feel of different stages of construction. That would be great. I wonder, do you have before and after photos of this house?
I do.
You
yeah.
do? Okay.
I
I might have to
send
get
you.
those from you just to get the perspective of. I love before and after photos.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really makes you think.
definitely.
Yeah, because sometimes a lot of these old bungalows have like a fireplace in the middle.
Yeah.
And you have to remove that, and it just opens
Yeah.
up the whole concept. That's what happened in Acadia.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fireplace literally right in the center,
Yeah.
so it just takes up.
So
I just
much.
wonder what they were thinking in like the 70s and 80s when they were designing those, right?
Yeah.
Because it's right in the middle. So
Well, I'm
Yeah.
starting to find that people, when I was doing open houses, that some people enjoy the separation of spaces now. Like there's like mostly, I found that it's with younger families that they want, this area is for play, this area is for like food, for cooking, and it's
well,
maybe
those
it's coming back a little
partition
bit.
walls
Yeah,
are
yeah.
starting to become a
Yeah, how do you
fad.
find it? How do you find that?
I think it's coming back a bit.
A bit, yeah,
Yeah.
not completely, but maybe a bit.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
seeing those partition walls where they just have like, it's like wood, but it's open with just the panels.
Oh,
so some angles you can see through and then not. So it's a little bit of privacy without having to make a
Yeah.
full wall with drywall and insulation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's becoming a trend. But yeah, excited to see what's going to happen this spring, as I hope
Yeah.
it is around the corner for us. The market is still very, very hot.
Yeah, market always picks up in spring, so we'll see how much more hotter it can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
sure.
see. The April's two big announcements in April, I imagine, is the they held the rate steady twice, still at 5% for buyers that are on the fence. So that didn't change for them. And then April 22nd, like I'm hearing a lot of back and forth and mixed opinions about this blanket rezoning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for us. I like it. I think it's in the right direction.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too, right?
Yeah.
But then it's just the general homeowner that's been in their property for 20 years and doesn't want high density coming into their quiet neighborhood, you know? So that's the only drawback I see. So
Yeah, I find those neighborhoods are probably protected by caveats, you know?
yeah,
Is that covenant? Yeah, covenant. Restricted covenant.
restrictive covenant.
Yeah, I'm closing on a lot in Upper Mount Royal, so they have a restrictive covenant.
Where you can't build like
Yeah, where
certain-
you cannot build more than one single family home.
Mm-hmm.
So like those neighborhoods have this shelter, you know?
Yeah.
Did you know about the Upper Mount Royal I sold last fall?
No?
It was the famous white and green castle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On Premier Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I sold that one and we did a really nice open house. I had a trumpet player come.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was on the, because there was a little part on the roof where you could stand. So he was just on the roof, like playing his trumpet as well.
That's
But-
iconic. Very iconic home.
it is. It was a turnkey sale, so not common. It was a turnkey Airbnb, fully ran and managed. So an investor from China purchased it, and it's continued as is. Like he took the ownership. That same day, he enjoyed the revenue that was all in place, and it was making 12 to 13,000 per month in Airbnb
That's very
revenue.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, apart from it being like a very interesting property, it's also in a great location. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you know my clients, you know, they have other opportunities in front of them, and sometimes they have to sadly let go of 1, 2, maybe 3 of their assets because everyone was telling them, "Why are you selling? Why are you selling? Keep it forever, right?" But sometimes, as you know, in business, there's other opportunities, and sometimes you have to liquidate a few things to take advantage and keep growing in life, right?
You know,
Like, you know,
absolutely.
you started in Thorncliffe doing renos, and now you're looking at lots for new builds, right?
Exactly.
So it's about growth. So
Yeah. That one was a good one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
you're so you acquired a lot already in Upper Mount Royal?
Yeah. So we're
Okay.
closing on it.
Oh,
So
great.
Amazing.
You excited about that project?
It's an
Uh,
old
it's gonna be
house, or
It's an older house. It's going to be a tear down.
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah. Myself, I haven't done like too many like big custom homes.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 3,500 square feet above grade, I imagine, at least.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, in
So-
a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like Upper Mount Royal will stay as Upper
As
Mount
it is,
Royal,
yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
It
course.
wouldn't be affected by blanket rezoning.
No.
So
Yeah, and it's just miseducation, right? It's like the few clients that have reached out to me and can you look into my house, and you sold this to me a few years back, and I just want to make sure that behind me there isn't going to be a condo or townhouse complex in my backyard. I have a nice view right now. So, you know, just giving them the education and the links, because there's a clear link. You can just Google City of Calgary blanket rezoning and there's a map. And
yeah,
it'll show you where their designated changes are and what the changes are. So as you can see, it's just the main arteries of communities. It's not in here where there's nice streets, quiet streets, right? It's more for where the main avenues are, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's your back to this house? What's your favorite? What are you most proud of in this home? Like as far as like when you designed it, you were like, this is like.
Before you answer that, so when I
Yeah.
viewed it, I just felt that the home kept going. Like when I was here,
Yeah.
I came in through the back entrance. So the backyard, how it's a sloped lot, there's a garage. And you
Okay.
can come in from that level. And then the basement was just so massive, and it was like kept going on. Then I came upstairs, and when you come upstairs, I just started going over there.
Yeah.
And when I came here, I just assumed, okay, it's just the kitchen here. But then it just kept going over
Okay.
into there. So I was
Nice.
very, very surprised to see such a large bungalow. And like you mentioned, 1,700 square feet is a very large bungalow. So,
It is.
so what
yeah.
is your favorite?
My favorite is the master and the ensuite.
Yeah, over here, right?
We
Yeah.
would have to take a look at the ensuite. So I think it's just very feminine, like it has the freestanding tub and all the hardware is like gold and you know it's yeah.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, definitely.
It has a makeup station in the middle, so you know every girl can use more counter
So
space.
there's your favorite, the makeup station.
Yeah,
Amazing.
definitely. That's
Congratulations on your son. Is that your first child?
Yeah, it's our first. Yeah, he just turned one.
Congrats.
So
Congratulations.
yeah, I was having him being pregnant and like working on the plan back and forth. Yeah, it was a very memorable experience.
Yeah.
Well, another
That's a good way
great
to
thing
put it.
about being, self-employed is, oftentimes you can have your son with you. It's not like you have to be confined 9 to 5 at your office or somewhere, right? So
Yeah. And probably I'm more on the other end. Like I worked the entire time. Like I didn't have EI or maternity leave.
Yeah.
And my son went to day home like 7 months old, you know. It's
oh wow, early, yeah.
very early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she did the maternity leave as long as she could with my daughter. I think it was 18 months as the government gives you here, but with
Yeah.
my son, she only did 12 months because she
Yeah.
started working right after my daughter was about 2-3 years old. She started working. So a little different for my son, which I have more time with my son. I didn't have as much time with my daughter, but I do really appreciate being self-employed and not having to worry about those sort of things. Like
Yeah.
my son, he's just 2 years old now, and he has 2 deals under his belt. The clients were open to saying, if you didn't bring your son, we wouldn't have signed those papers. So
Oh.
he's already a closer.
He
Yeah.
must be adorable.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yes,
do love
he
him,
is. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Any questions you have for us as agents here in town? Is there anything you want to ask? I mean, you're
Yeah.
well versed in real estate already. So.
Always more questions. Yeah, so every day before I go to sleep, I just think, did I miss some opportunities in the market? Like I focus on rentals and new construction, more purpose-built rental homes. So I would like to get your takes on like the general market. What do you think the growth would be, and then where more opportunities be?
I think the growth and where the trend for more opportunities is going to be is they are now going to almost build majority of properties with the legal suites. So that's the new trend. It started happening years ago, but now almost every new build that I see, the architects that design always are just like, are we putting a legal suite? Yes, it adds more time, but it adds a lot of value as well. And that's also part of this blanket rezone as well. So
Yeah.
those homeowners that could not in previous years be able to do that, they could have an illegal suite. Now all of them can have a legal suite, or maybe
Is that
even have
both?
a carriage suite.
Yeah, both legal basement and legal back lane suite. Right?
Yeah,
Back-
that's a little tricky because not everyone will be allowed to do that. But yeah, now you essentially have 3 addresses on one lot, right? The home, the legal suite, the carriage suite.
Yeah.
Not all can have that. And then when you get into things like Airbnb won't allow that either. They don't allow you to have 2 separate listings on Airbnb. So if I, for example, had this home and I had it listed on Airbnb, I couldn't rent the legal suite as well. I
Right.
have to just have the entire property as one.
Really?
Yeah. So they have a little bit of rules as well.
Yeah.
So for us in real estate, it won't affect you unless you're looking to build an Airbnb portfolio. But
Yeah, I know the city is tightening it up. So
They are,
they're
yeah.
asking the whoever operates or owns it to provide fire escape plan.
Mm-hmm.
And also if it's in a condo, then they would ask for the condo board approval on
Right.
running Airbnb.
and
So-
there's only 3 buildings officially 100% allowed to have Airbnb. The rest are all case by case, and it's really rare. And it's like fine print terms. What I mean
Yeah.
is they'll allow short term, but it's short term for 30-day minimum. A lot of
Okay.
buildings. So for Airbnb, they're predominantly renting for the weekends or 3 nights, 2 nights.
Yeah.
So it doesn't help, right?
Yeah.
So there is only officially 3 buildings in town that are openly and advertised that Airbnb friendly in
Right.
downtown. But it is tough, and the owners are fighting it as well. The owners that live in there and are on the board in these condominium buildings,
Yeah.
they don't want that either, right?
Yeah.
High traffic, in and out, potential parties and noise,
Yeah.
things like that. So for us investing, it's great, but you have to also think about those things. And we talked about that, you and I, about
Yeah.
when you're in real estate, there's 3 sectors, right? Do you want to be in condominiums? Do you want to be in townhouses? Or do you want to be in homes? If you can and you have the power, you want to be in the homes.
Yeah.
You're not at the mercy of any management company. Townhouses is the middle ground. I like that avenue just because I don't have to shovel snow or have a lawnmower
Yeah.
and not worry about my property. I can be off-site for 6 months and not worry about it.
Yeah.
So I do like that aspect of it. When you get into condominiums, then it's a whole different ball game, right? There's so many more
Exactly.
hoops and hurdles they put in front of you, right?
Yeah.
And then you don't really feel like an owner. Like I've gotten letters in the mail out of the clear blue sky. You owe $3,600. We're doing a new roof, and there's no questions asked, right? You can't object. You can't protest. You can't ask for
Another quote.
yeah. You just, and if you don't pay it, it's on your land title, right? Like
Yeah.
so.
They can
Crazy.
collect it. Yeah.
So those are like if you can stay in attached detached, stay where there is no condo fee. But I am seeing a trend, especially in Montgomery, Capitol Hill. You're seeing a lot of these fourplexes, which are 8 units now because they have the legal basement suite. So you're seeing a lot of those, and they start with $175, $150 a month, but then it's up to the 4 owners if they want to self-manage.
Yeah.
Or if they want to hire a management company, right?
Exactly.
And then that can get tricky too. Let's say I buy one, right? And I want to move in, for example. Then I don't want to self-manage. I want a management company.
Yeah.
But then what if the other 3 homeowners don't? What do I do?
Yeah.
Pay a management company for my 1 unit, right? So it can get tricky, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever
exactly.
done any multifamily?
What kind?
Like fourplex?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We've done couple. So actually, besides renovation, like the most energy and time I spend on is building new construction multifamily
Okay.
townhouses. Yeah. So they're specifically for rent.
Oh, great.
And then we take advantage of the CMHC,
Mm-hmm.
Right?
MI,
Smart.
MLI Select.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. Not everyone is able to take advantage of that. But the rates are great. I think they give what's the amortization they're giving now on those?
It's not 50 years.
50 years,
And
yeah.
95% loan to value.
Right.
Yeah,
which
that's the
is-
big part.
Yeah.
Which is,
Great.
to me, is too good to be true.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm more conservative. I never take the entire
Mm-hmm.
leverage,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the last one I just about to receive funding is I only took probably 85% loan.
Loan to
And
value.
then, the amortization was 40 years. So,
So you
I
shave
just-
those numbers a little bit. They're really attractive when you think about them, 95 and 50
Yeah.
year. But yeah, if
but
if
when you look at the payment sheet,
Mm-hmm.
like the first 10 years, you're just paying what? Interest over
Yeah.
interest?
yeah.
You don't pay down any principal, then
Yeah.
that's really, like, I guess, not really working for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd rather, like, pay more monthly and then make sure I'm paying down the
Right.
principal.
Have the 85, have 40 year instead of
Yeah.
50, so that right off the bat
Yeah.
there at least is some towards principal,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Smart.
we are at the all-time high, like, rent, right? But
Record, yeah.
Record high.
breaking.
and I personally experienced the downturn of Calgary, so
Yeah.
I just want to prepare for the worst, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, preparation
know.
is key. Like you want to be prepared.
Yeah,
If
because
it
it's
doesn't
impossible.
happen,
It's
great.
impossible for it not to happen, though.
What do you mean?
Like there has to be a downturn in the market. Historically, the more it goes up, the bigger usually the correction. But yeah, if there was never a downturn in the market, that would be a fairy tale, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. But I find that after COVID, things are just getting, like the inflation is just really, really bad. Like if you don't have any asset, like all the money is like we probably only have what half the
the
dollar
value's
value.
gone
Yeah, the
down.
buying power, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel for these youngsters getting out of schooling and embarking in their new careers, and then it's almost unattainable for them. I mean, the salaries for positions have not increased substantially, but rent has increased.
Yes.
Mortgages have increased.
Yeah.
The value of a home has increased substantially, but everyone's livelihood and their incomes have not gone on the
You're
same
absolutely
trend,
right. That's why I think why people are looking for a legal basement suite.
Right.
Just a big mortgage helper. It does make a difference.
Yeah.
It's very smart to buy a home that has a separate rental income.
Right.
Because it's hard to afford today's living costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even for us, for general, yeah, very professional young couple. It's just very difficult.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where can everyone reach out to you and find you? Please tell everyone, the viewers. Well, of course, we're going to tag everything, but I'd love to hear it from you.
Yeah.
What avenues do you have to be reached out? Your website, your social media?
Yeah, we are on very active on Instagram. It's raynow.ca. That's our Instagram handle, and also our website is raynow.ca as well. You can find the projects we've done in the past and the current project we're doing. Right now we're on the ground for the Banff Fourplex project. That's very
Banff.
yeah, we're
Nice.
really in Banff.
Really tough to get in there.
Wow.
It is. It's very, very challenging.
Yeah.
So if anyone is thinking to do a project there, I can share some experience.
Amazing.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I would love to. And then I also have questions for you guys.
Okay, that's
Before we
fine.
close.
Fire away.
Yeah, what's your vision? You see running this podcast, because it's a lot of work to put together the content and edit it afterwards. So, yeah,
Well,
why are you doing this?
it's me personally. It's like two-part. One, it's a way for us to grow as realtors, right? To get connected with Calgary in a different way. So to leverage it to get leads and clients and hopefully increase our sales, right?
Yeah.
But another part that I really enjoy, which was a little bit unexpected, was it's allowing us to connect to a lot of people in Calgary, right? We can build connections this way and get connected in a way that we couldn't before, because we have now a platform where people want to come on and share their experiences and their knowledge in the industry.
Yeah, and it's not just real estate related. Like, our guests are from anywhere in town. I mean, local artists, local business owners, bar owners, ex CFL players, right? So anyone from YYC, we'd love to talk to you and ask about your experience here in town. And I had mentioned to you when we first had met, Eva, that I had started and wanted to start this podcast because as the world is changing day by day, as technology is advancing exponentially day by day in front of my own eyes, I started real estate with no smartphones and fax machines to now see where it has gone to. You almost are going to be behind the eight ball, and you'll be playing catch up if you don't take advantage or fall into social media. So we have to have a social media presence, right?
Yeah.
So I thought about that and said, do I want to just make a conscious effort to be out there every day and just be like this in front of a house? So I'm at this property, it has 3 beds, right? Which is what everyone's doing. So I thought this was a better, more personable way for me to get in front of someone like yourself and create content and be in social media instead of me being here and making a video about your project by myself and just being like,
and definitely
another home, right?
One important thing about it is that we understand that this is a long-term project, right?
It is.
It's not something we're expecting to explode in the first 2-3 years, right? This is going to take lots of time, but luckily we enjoy doing it, right? We have great guests on, right? With a bunch of different backgrounds. So no, I mean, as far as we keep on enjoying it, we're gonna keep doing it, even if it doesn't, grow as we expected. But I enjoy it.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy it as well, and I'm looking forward to all the guests we have lined up, all from different walks of life, to come on and get to know them. Even you, I had so many questions I was going to ask you, but I saved them for the episode, right? To ask you about
Yes.
yourself, your background, what brought you into Calgary, and yeah, very, very excited. And your English is great. If you had your, you said most of your adult life in China, then you moved here as an adult then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to go to U of A.
After I graduate university.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
yeah.
So how long were you in U of A, Edmonton, right?
It was a 2-year master science program.
Edmonton sucks, right? Calgary.
Doesn't want to say nothing. She's like,
Calgary is much better.
Right.
And I'm
Okay.
starting to see like Calgary is becoming less affordable and people are considering Edmonton.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if you look at the prices in
Makes
Edmonton, the
sense.
rent, the average median price of a home, it's hundreds of thousands less.
yeah.
For just a 3-hour drive. right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually expanding my search as well. It's like whatever makes it work.
Yeah, if you have a project there that can return you profit, then why not, right?
So- Not that far away.
exactly. Yeah. It's like you look at
But I think you're headed in the right direction going west, north,
Going
getting
west.
into Banff, right?
getting into that. But Banff is just there is not enough supply of
No,
land.
of
It's
course.
just like I would love to do more, but there is only so much.
Yeah,
So much
exactly.
you
And,
can
but
do, right?
but if you can get in Canmore, Banff, it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
For the right price.
absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Absolutely.
bet you it took a long time to get your foot in there.
Oh yeah. I've been looking and for a long time, and then everything takes longer there. Banff is now where people really want to work.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's all tourism, right?
It's all tourism,
yeah.
and people are very laid back,
Mm-hmm.
and then very chill. It's not like Calgary.
No,
The
of course
entire
not.
town is different mindset.
Yeah. Just the feeling when you're walking around is even different, right? So yeah, I was there for 2 weekends ago when we had that plus 18, plus 20 Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Just went for a hike to Tunnel Mountain with the family, and yeah, it's just so nice to be out there. Everyone calm, collected, big smiles on their face. Hard not to smile when you just look over your shoulder and you're just staring at the face of a mountain, right?
Yeah.
So just that smell of the pine trees that they have.
Yeah.
That's a proven like antidepressant. Actually.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I talk to my workers, like we're doing this project in Banff, and if they're willing to go, they're like, yeah, just to get away.
Yeah. See, just I'll take that job.
Just to get away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, I was gonna ask that question as well. As you progressed in your career of being Raynow Homes, do you have a specific team that works just for you, or do you have different trades and different companies that you use for your renovation? Like, do you have an electrician company, or do you have one company that does everything, or are they all under Raynow Homes? Do you have full-time employees?
Yeah, so we still have trade by trade. So electrician, plumbers, framers, and then people who do landscape, right? So we outsource most of the work.
Okay.
Yeah. And usually it's very hard to find one team to like look after everything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. And if you do take that route, it becomes more costly for you for one person to be the general contractor, right? Where you have, I imagine, I'm assuming, you have your husband who's doing that, maybe doing the general contracting, so you don't have to hire one person.
Oh, that's impossible, you know, because every trade have their different set of tools, you know. It's very hard
Yeah.
for one team to look after like 30
A to
different
Z.
kinds of trades, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and then for like electrical plumbers, you need to have license in order to practice.
Yeah.
So it's even harder. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you were having that at your current reno and flip you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Just trying to
I had to,
find someone and the timing.
On my previous project, I had an electrician that I liked, but their schedules that didn't match up with mine. So I had to interview 7 different electricians till I found one that would suit me. 3 of them told me, we're not doing the work. And I was like, why did you come to the project? You know?
I know, yeah. Rental is extremely hard to find people because, you know, the trade guys, they're busy enough with new construction. I've got quote for this house to wire from a couple electrician company as well. Like if they have job in new construction, they wouldn't come here do the job because it's more work. It's like for the electricians, you have to fish the wire.
Yeah, they gotta troubleshoot so many things.
Yeah.
Whereas on new, they can see everything. Everything's open.
Yeah.
And it's like not easier, but it's
more clear cut.
It's a more seamless job for them.
Yeah, and Reynolds, it's also hard to find plumbers, framers to frame,
Yeah.
And those are all the delays, and it's all about time. I mean, I'm sure you had a plan to list your property already, but these delays of getting trades in.
Yeah, my plumbing delay cost me at least a month and a half.
Yeah, see? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the fun parts of it. Yeah. That's probably my least fun part of it is when you're just like, when you're not progressing the way you should be, right? But then obviously it's very satisfying when things are moving smoothly and things are getting installed and brought, the
you're seeing your vision start to become reality.
Come to life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just all this value and effort, and people who come to buy the property wouldn't necessarily see it. Like how many hoops we've jumped through to get this done to the finishing line. If you imagine a homeowner try to do it themselves,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would give up. Most of them do, right? I have some homeowners that don't owe any money on their lot, and they've had this lot for 30 years, and it's an R2 lot. It's a 50 by 120. The whole city wants it, right? Every builder wants it, but then the homeowner's like, well, I'll just do it, right? Maybe I'll just take a line of credit on my home and I'll do it, and they find out it's not that easy. Not only is it not that easy, if they're not well versed in doing that, there might not be a profit in there for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's very tight when you're doing infill new homes. And then you have to be on the warranty for the next 10 years to guarantee the work. So
definitely. Yeah, that's one part that I feel like homeowners don't understand is just how much things cost nowadays.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're like, oh yeah, I want to do some renos before listing it. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, that's going to cost you at least $30,000, right? We can't, the thing is as realtors, we can't actually give prices for how much things are going to cost, right? Because we can't misguide our clients. So we always have to say, just like, if you want, get a quote, right? But in my mind, since I've renovated houses, it's like you could, but at the same time, you could also just reduce it by $30,000 and get the same result.
Yeah, when it's a homeowner, I'm quick to tell them that, there's no guarantee that if you spend $10,000 on this, let's just say new flooring, for example, that you're going to get $10,000 more than you would get. I said, do you want to put that time and money in and potential issues, or do you want to sell it as is and just take a little less, right? Because you can spend $50,000, but that it doesn't translate dollar for dollar. If your home's $500,000, for example, and you're looking to spend $10,000, you're not going to get $510. You're lucky to just get the $500. It just might be a quicker sale, right? So unless you're doing a full project, you really have to be careful with what you're going to spend money on to get it ready for sale. Do the important things, and that's all that really matters. Make sure your hot water tank, your furnace, your roof, like all the major things are good and updated perhaps, but you don't need to try to do new flooring when everything else is old.
Exactly.
Right?
You're very right. Yeah, so for us, we look at our numbers. It's very hard to pull off a flip to make money in Calgary because people just buy anything.
Yes.
Yeah. And you want to buy a stressed house at a good value, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Not on market, at least. It has to be private,
so
and finding a private deal is tough.
The work we put into this doesn't really, give a good return. The money we make on this house is just the appreciation. Like if we did nothing, the house would have gone up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have rented it as is from when you acquired it.
Yeah.
Maybe with like $5,000 to $10,000 maximum to get a renter in here.
Exactly. That's just it. The market did the work. Not like appreciating the work we did for the rental.
Yes. Yes.
And plus I don't think the government is incentivized like people to do this work, right? With the like they don't. It's harder for
Well,
flips
they're
now?
less than incentivizing with the new flipper tax.
Right. How
Right.
does that work?
So the way that it works is that now there wasn't a set amount of time you had to own a home for you to get the homeowner's like incentive for no tax, right? For when you sell it. But now they specified you have to own the property for 365 days. If not, 100% of it is subject to income tax, which doesn't hurt the people who do this as a business because you're just doing it through your business tax,
Yeah.
right? You're paying the taxes on
Yeah.
it anyways. It only hurts people who want to do one flip at a time,
Yeah.
right? Or just the very casual flipper who maybe lived there for 6 months while he's doing it, or they're doing it, and then they want to sell it. Because now that individual has to pay 100%, like 100% of it is subject to their income tax,
Yeah.
which is, you know.
Yeah.
So
So
is-
the small guys get hurt.
Yeah, it's only the small guys.
So
Yeah.
you're right. Like, yeah, they're not helping. They're
No.
not incentivizing.
They're not rewarding people put the hard work
Right.
Yeah.
to manage it, put the schedule and cost and
Yeah.
workers together.
Yeah, I could see them. I could see them like doing. Maybe what they should do is incentivize flippers adding suites, because in this way it's creating more housing.
Exactly.
That would be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Take
Yeah.
it to City Hall.
I'm gonna go talk to my local politician real quick.
See how long it gets enforced.
Well, thank you again very much for being on the show. It was really nice getting to know you. I look forward to growing this relationship and getting to know you more. And definitely when I acquire something, a lot, something for you before it hits the market in the public, I'll let you know first.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Great. No, thank you for having us. Again, beautiful home, and I love the staging as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have a tour of it now in the daylight. Like I said, I looked at it and turned all the lights on, but it's so much nicer and different when the natural light's coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a look around, and thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you.